Hello my fragrance lovers and my good smelling companions. Dominic here for fragrance reviews. Today we are going to be going through some of these samples that I got, and we're going to be doing a brief enough review because I don't actually have the full bottle of any of these three, and I'll do a quick comparison at the end as to which one I would probably be most inclined to buy the actual full bottle version of. And part of this is Joe, I think, asked for a review of Viktor & Rolf Spicebomb. Now I don't have the bottle, and these again are going to be fairly brief reviews. They're not going to be very in-depth because I like to actually have the bottle with me and to have tested it a bit, maybe, all of that sort of thing. So if I do get a full version of either of these three, then there will be another review on it, maybe a comparison with something else. But for now, today we're doing three samples, and we have Dior Sauvage. We have by Prada. We have Luna Rossa Black. And we have the sample here of Viktor & Rolf Spicebomb. I do believe it's the Eau de Toilette. So we're going to review these fairly briefly, and then I'm going to just sort of give you my little afterthoughts once I've reviewed them as to which one I'd probably be most inclined to buy, following from the impressions, etc. review. And meanwhile, the unisex fragrance series is again on hold, unfortunately. I did team up with my brother, and we bought a drone from DJI. It is only the Mavic Mini, but you may have heard of that. But I'm going to be going a little slow on the colognes purchasing, etc. I think I got as far as getting it into the adding to cart or something like that, but I haven't actually bought it yet, to be honest. But hoping to get back to you on that, and once I've gone through these, do give me a little bit of feedback as to which one you would like most. Okay, so let's get into this review then. Okay, let's start with out of these three samples. Once again, we've got Luna Rossa Black, we have Dior Sauvage, and we do have Viktor & Rolf Spicebomb, a sample which is 2 mils. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. This is one of the samples that you get, when you get a cologne, and so let's open it up, let's get it out, and let's take you through some of the info on this one. So nice little package. So we pull this back to have a look inside our sample. Alright, nice slender sample we have here. It's not too bad. And let's take a quick look at presentation. Here is what our bottle is going to look like for Prada Black. Okay, yeah, it's quite slender, isn't it? It's something quite nice about it. That black and silver, that's quite a masculine thing. It's quite smooth, it's unoffensive, it's just, it's not too intrusive or anything. So the actual fragrance, this was launched in 2018, so it's fairly recent. It's on the market. It's quite popular. Also, it's okay. So it draws inspiration from the company's sailing challenge. So it's kind of got that slight theme to it, maybe. And again, they always try to capture these things in the cologne. That's sort of what some of the art in cologne making is about. Now, okay, but before I sort of drone on about it, I'll give some impressions, and then I'll talk a bit more about what some people say about it. Then I'll go through the notes, and then we'll go on to the next one, and then we will ultimately be comparing these colognes. So let's give this one a shot. I'm quite excited. Out of all of these samples, there's 3 of them, so I'll put one of them on this wrist and spray another one on this one, and the other one is going to go on paper. So for this one, I'm going to put this one onto the piece of paper. So here we are. We're going to give it a spray and see what I think. And I've never smelled this before, ever. So let's have a little shot at first impressions. With these samples, it can be a little tricky to get them squirting the first time. Okay. There, that's plenty. Right. Oops. Wow, okay, yeah, very nice. It's a lovely one. Wow, Wow, yes, okay, I'm liking it. Wow, yeah, okay. For this one, first impressions are... For that, I think we're talking about something that's wearable, unoffensive, just usable in a general sense. Like, yeah, I think I've heard some people say that they may not like it so much at first, but then it grows on them and then they love it. It's an interesting one. Yeah, ooh, that's I don't know. It might have a little bit of classiness to it, like but then again, it's a bit of an all-rounder, I'd say. You can see someone in the coat, and a sort of, well dressed wearing this stuff, but you could also see this kind of I don't know, nightclub or something like that. You could see it sort of this being worn kind of a bit of party as well, kind of thing, where you're just that guy who's able to like it's not explosive, but it's noticeable. It's supposed to have fairly good projection and to last a long time, and to be kind of an all-seasoner. So they've done a pretty good job, and I'm interested to get another look now at those notes, what they say about this one. No, I like it, but there's something in there that I'm not that familiar with. So maybe we'll go and have a look at the notes. Yeah, but I'd say again, it's one of those ones where you could throw it on, nobody would really know what you're wearing, and it's noticeable enough not to, but in a kind of measured way. It's not too it's not screaming out, and yet it's a good, yeah, it's masculine, all right. I have to say that. Yeah, it's got that sort of there is a masculine tone to it, and there's very much a yeah, I'm going to just say it's a sense of all seasonal, versatility. Okay, let's have a little look at this. Whole thing of kind of the sailing challenge. Launched in 2018, quite recent. People wanting to get their hands on it. They've got bergamot for their top note, and okay, that's what it says. Then they have for the heart note they have angelica and patchouli. So Angelica, it's a bit of a new one. Again, it's one of the species of herb, or sort of you know, ingredient that they put into these fragrances. Maybe that's the thing I'm not familiar with. Angelica. They got Angelica and Patchouli for the heart note, and then the base will settle down to a combination of 3 notes, which will be amber, coumarin, and musk. Okay. Well, that's a nice combination. It's masculine, kind of all seasonal, unoffensive. A smell that can kind of grow on you and become something that you really love. Presentation is quite nice. It's a good effort from Prada for just another nice masculine fragrance. Commend them on that. And it's woody. And it's got good projection. Okay, that one's doing fairly well so far then. Yeah, it's lovely. It's a really nice scent. I can see that growing on me and me getting more into it as time goes on. Okay. Prada Black is doing fairly well. Shall we go on to the next one? Now, guess what, gentlemen? We are going on to the one and only legendary all-timer for all seasons, Dior Sauvage. Let's have a look. Dior Sauvage, guys. Okay. Now, I'll take you on my brief kind of sample review of Dior Sauvage. Here's a little packing. Let's open it up. Well, you already got a look there, but here's what our bottle is going to look like anyway. Okay, and Dior Sauvage, this is kind of one that they decided they'd like a kind of a signature scent, one that kind of is an all-rounder, one that kind of encapsulates Sauvage. And the well, it came out in 2015, and so this fella Francois Demachi, he sort of put his mind onto this one and really got going on it. Dior means golden. Okay, so kind of you can name your baby Golden if you want. Dior probably sounds a bit better. Okay, so this one, the perfumer went around various places to come up with Dior Sauvage, and you know, so he's gone to a lot of trouble. He went to places like, you know, to get the notes and all of that sorted out. He went to Reggio de Calabria, and he went to Sri Lanka for the cedar. He's also gone to Papua New Guinea. So before I take you through all of those notes, I'm excited to give this one a bit of a try. So I'm going to spray it right now on my wrist, and just to give you the impressions, and then we will go through these notes. That's drenched in it, plenty. Oh, lovely. Oh, yes. Man, that is a lovely rounded beast of a scent. Ah, yes, that's very nice. Oh man, I'm just thinking the modern, sophisticated gentleman who has his life together, has a great hairstyle, has a great job, has a good car, you know, he's got it all. But also just the generic cologne user who's confident and masculine, and has a sense of fashion. That's great. That's brilliant. That's very much versatility. You know, that's the word for it. It's very it's got depth. It's got versatility. It's got masculine notes flying. Man, I mean, I can't stop smelling that. That's really good stuff. Whew. Yeah, I can't think of anything to criticize about that. That's really nice. I mean, it's like, you know, if you had 10 people with very different ideas about colognes, 8 or 9 of them would probably give this one, like, you know, near to top marks. So they'd all love it, basically. Doesn't matter how different they are. You have to like this cologne. It's I'm not going to say it's quite like a niche thing, but it's just the effort to make this thing kind of a crowd pleaser is amazing. That's what I'm thinking. I can't imagine not liking that scent and getting a whiff and saying I want to wear that and I need a bottle of that. Okay, let's take you through a bit more of this one, Dior Sauvage. By the way, the sprayer on this one is really good. You know, I have been in the shop and I've given it a nice old nice old go. It's very the quality of it is lovely. The magnetic top that kind of clips on, and that's really nice with this one. There's very little not to like about Dior Sauvage, besides the fact that maybe too many people use it. But look, that's only a testimony as to how good this fragrance really is. Okay, so we're getting top notes for this one. They're going to give us some mandarin and bergamot from Reggio de Calabria. So, you know, he's gone to the trouble of going to different places to get notes, and some of them are just more refined in the places where he goes, a bit more sun-kissed or whatever, and that sort of thing. So mandarin and bergamot, that's a lovely opening. Yeah. Okay, then the heart notes are going to be Virginian cedar and sandalwood essence from Sri Lanka. Yeah, that's lovely. I can kind of get that. That's great. And then it settles down to a base of Vanilla Absolute, which is from the remote island of Papua New Guinea. Vanilla Absolute. It's supposed to be a little more unique from that corner of the globe. Touch of it maybe. It's a bit hard to get these things, but this is very well blended. Yeah, well, what do you think? I can see why people would be quite keen to get their hands on it. Not only is it marketed like crazy, but there's a reason for that when that happens, and some people get it because there's a lot of hype, and then they get a bit disappointed and say, oh, Dior Sauvage, that sucks. And anyway, there's too many people wearing it. But no, look, this was made with a lot of care, a lot of trouble, going to all these different countries to get those notes and put them into a fragrance. By gosh, it deserves a bit of hype. It's really good for sort of a signature kind of all-round sort of mark scent. It's true, is probably a bit of salesmanship involved, but I would forgive them for that because it is a really good perfume. So it's got a lot of stuff going for it. Yeah, I think now I sprayed this a good while ago. It's the middle of the day, you know, and you get a good 8 hours projection and lasting from it. You know, it's like going to bed. I could still smell it quite fresh from having been in early afternoon, say like 12 o'clock or something, and it was still there, by way off 11 o'clock or something. And that's just a good perfume. It's a little pricey, but then I'd forgive them for that too. I don't know what you think. So Dior Sauvage is it's hyped up for a reason. You know, it's good. It's the sophisticated guy who has his life together, has a sense of fashion, who just puts it on and knows that it'll do the job. It doesn't really matter where he's going. It's quite all seasonal. I think this one by Prada might be even a bit more that way, but Dior Sauvage definitely does the job for that. So that's those two so far. And now we're getting to this one, was requested by Joe. Victor and Rolf Spicebomb. So let's get moving now with our third one. And so that is Luna Rossa Black by Prada, and that is Dior Sauvage, the one and only. That's great. Now I'm excited to get into this one, and Victor and Rolf Spicebomb. A big attraction for buying this thing is that they've gone to the trouble of creating this bottle in the shape of a grenade. So that's great. An explosive release. Let's show you the bottle design anyway. You will already know it. Here it is. Okay, so Spicebomb. We're going to be spraying it on the other wrist here. So it was released in 2012, but then they have other versions there. And there's like Night Vision, you know, and then there's just a few other ones. There's it's got a few, but Spicebomb is kind of the umbrella term, and it's supposed to be explosive, spicy. They say it's one that's supposed to be both sort of rough and refined at the same time, or you know, because it's supposed to be a little bit explosive. They say, you know, if you're a bit introverted, then it's not necessarily your thing. It's kind of because of the attention that you'll most likely be getting from wearing this cologne. Shall we give this one a shot anyway, and see what it has to say for itself? Let's get the Sauvage and the Prada Black out of our zone if we can a little bit, and let's get a nice couple of sprays off this one. Let's give this a shot, and we'll get into it. It's an interesting one. It's quite popular, all right, and I'm looking forward to getting my nose into this one. Yeah, that sprays a lot better than the other two, really, I have to say. Good sample. Wow, spice. Ah, just lots of things going on. Goodness, guys. Yeah, it's got this big aroma to it, sort of. I think it's one of those ones where you'd spray it on, and then you'd walk past a group of people, and then your sort of the scent would still be flying around in the air, and it's still very smellable from there. And oh, that's lovely. Oh, nice. Oh, guys, that's adorable. Oh, you have to get this. Ah. Oh, it's got a lot of depth to it. It's got that lovely masculine kind of note, but it's kind of it is a bit of a notice me scent as well. So you know, with the other two, especially the first one, if you walked in, they'd be like, okay, yeah, it probably has a bit of perfume on him. And Sauvage would be like, yeah, he's definitely wearing something. Whereas this is like, okay, I know you're wearing something. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they use the word explosive. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I mean, it is kind of explosive. That's the whole theme. And they wouldn't have gone to all that trouble for nothing. I mean, people don't put something on the market that's really successful when there's just a big lie involved. This is a really good perfume. It's got a lot of notes. It's got sharpness to it, and it's got masculine kind of notice me kind of confident air about it. And the guy who has this, he's confident. He knows what smelling good is about. And he knows that that's kind of something that goes with him, you know, and he needs to smell good, and he's determined to have smell as a part of his personality. I don't know. Okay, so our top notes for Spicebomb are going to be bergamot and grapefruit. Yeah, I can get the grapefruit. Bergamot, I mean, it says it's there. Okay, heart note is elemi. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but it's again, it's a kind of a plant, you know, greenish. They all are really, but then it's got pink pepper and elemi. And I don't know what elemi is supposed to smell like, but there's something there, and the pink pepper. Maybe my nose isn't that great, but yeah, there is a spice. That must be the pepper, I'm presuming. And then it settles down to a base of leather, tobacco, and vetiver. Okay, I've got the leather and the vetiver with a hint of that tobacco. Okay, yeah, they've done a good job, that's what I'll say. The design goes with the theme. This is kind of explosive, masculine, attractive, kind of sensual, slightly alluring. Not even slightly, in fact. Let's be honest. This is great. It would be a woman pleaser big time, I'd have to say. So would the others, but that one, yeah, it kind of depends. With this one, you have to kind of get the right person for it, I think. Some people just love being noticed with their cologne. Okay, let's do a little bit of a rundown. And again, these aren't terribly in-depth reviews, but they're comprehensive enough, I would think, I would hope. Out of all of them, we have Prada Black. This one I'm going to rate as it was good. I don't want to put it down. It's really good because it's unoffensive, it's quite new, you can wear it sort of anywhere, and projection is good, so it's a really good cologne, but it falls a little short when compared to these other two fairly big colognes as well. They're all quite big, really. The next one is a toss-up between Sauvage and Spicebomb. And I think I'm going to say, if I could choose out of the two of these, I would, for now, I'd be going with Dior Sauvage. I think it just works. It's very reliable. I haven't quite got enough of my nose around this one. I haven't tested it enough. It's kind of true with this one, but I know that this one is very wearable, very acceptable, crowd pleaser, hyped, and only by a very small fraction I'd give it to Sauvage for the number one. And then this would be following close behind with Viktor & Rolf Spicebomb. I know I'm sounding like a totally generic guy, but this is awesome, and I'd like to try it a little more. And if I did, if I kind of had a day or two or maybe a week of wearing it, I may change my mind and then put this as the favourite over Sauvage. However, as it is now, that is my review. Do give some of your feedbacks. Say whether you agree with my my countdown, and I hope to see you in the next video, where I'll also be comparing at some point two fragrances. They're both samples. They are by Armani. So you got Acqua di Gio And you have Armani Code. We're going to be sampling those two and comparing them as well. I hope you enjoyed this little one, and well, it's a bit of a long one, I'm sorry again. Maybe I should have broken it down into fewer videos, but I wanted to give you a little, because they're samples, a little impressions that was also asked for in the comments. So we'll be seeing you again, guys, hopefully, and we will get back to that series on the unisex fragrances with Jo Malone London and maybe others as well. Great seeing you again, and as always, march forward, smelling good. And somebody tell me, how did I end up